Via 959 on the street and on the air. My name is Bonolo Beasting and welcome to The Hive. Now, my next guest is a South African theatre, film, and television actress who has recently delved into the soccer world. Welcome, Michelle Mosalakae.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Bonolo. I really appreciate you having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Now, in 2013,
yes.
You moved to Grahamstown and studied at the Rhodes University, and you qualified with your honors in dramatic arts, right? I want to know before then.
Yeah.
Where did Michelle grow up?
Gosh.
And how was your upbringing?
Wow. Okay, yeah. I had a really colorful upbringing. I grew up in Mabopane. I was very close with my gran, actually. That's where I think the football love and enthusiasm started. But I went to St. Mary's DSG so long, like a huge part of my life. I think I was there from grade 1 until matric, was at St. Mary's DSG, and I still have a lot of my friends from there. But yeah, I think I grew up with people who were also so eclectic and from different backgrounds, and I always knew that I wanted to be an actor because I think I was always encouraged to just be myself and crazy and put on my own little skits for my mom, my gran, friends, and then DSG I think was very integral to my, what can I say, I had a drama teacher that was very believed in me. I mean, I'm still very close with him now, Mr. P, and he just kind of wanted me to take it very seriously, see it as a craft and a profession. So that was a huge part of my upbringing. I remember every day after school, I would find a monologue and I would break it down, think of the character, who is she, where does she come from? So yeah, a huge part of my upbringing was really just about figuring out that I wanted to become an actor, really. Yeah.
I like the fact that you came with your mom and you call her your momager.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
I know with a lot of creatives growing up, when you explain to your mom, Mama, I want to act, Mama, I want to sing.
Oh my gosh.
Some parents are like, yay!
No, what are you talking about?
How did she encourage you? And, how was that journey?
Gosh, I think she... As I get older and I look back, I see the importance of having my mom, my gran, my dad, everyone around me just be very intentional about what they were speaking into me. And that in itself gave me then the confidence to just boldly say, this is what I'm going to do. I want to be a creative. I want to act. And I think when I did present it initially, it wasn't a no, because I think that they all understood and knew that this was my passion. But I think for my mom, she's very, from plan A to Z. So she's like, okay, that's great. But maybe also have something else that you are, your actual core thing. So I was also very good with law. I'd studied law as well. So that was, I studied law at Rhodes. And that was for a while, it was law and drama. It was between the two really at a stage. And I think it was a competition only because of my mom and my parents saying, maybe law will be more stable, So I did enjoy it, but it was nothing in comparison to acting, So I think as time went on and they just saw how relentless I was, they just knew, okay, no, and you're doing well, so we want the best for you, obviously, and that is why they encouraged law, but they could also see that I was extremely happy, as well with the drama.
Now, you've acted in Isibaya, The Queen, you've been nominated for multiple awards. What tip would you give to those aspiring creatives out there that look at you, and they look at, as a brand ambassador for quite a number of products that you've done for?
Yes.
What tip would you give them?
Gosh, you know what? I think that the thing that I have always had, and I never really understood, but I always felt like this was the most important trait or characteristic is discipline, and I think when you are disciplined, which means, especially as a creative, you have to take everything. It's a holistic, you have to see it in a holistic way where, you every day you have to say, how do I become a better musician, actor, artist in whatever way? So if it's picking up a new skill within that industry, then do that. Work hard every single day to learn more and to be open to learning more. I don't think that no matter how many things you achieve and the experiences you have, there's always space to grow, but that needs you to have the discipline to be open to learning and growing and be dedicated, to your craft.
To your craft.
Yeah.
Now, here you are, Michelle. You, as I said earlier on, nominated for multiple awards. Then you decide that you want to be the owner and chair lady of a ARMFC, a FIFA accredited professional soccer club.
Yes.
Let's say that again. It is called the ARMFC, which is a FIFA accredited professional soccer club. How did it happen and why soccer?
Gosh, yeah. Good question. Look, I've always loved soccer. Like, I love soccer. I've been a huge fan since I was very young. And like we were talking just before we started, that my gran was a huge soccer fan. And she would be like, and not even a fan, I think more like an analyst. She was really, she'd have a notepad, and, her favorite team was Kaizer Chiefs. So every time they would be playing, she would kind of predict the first 11. And, so watching her, I just, that's where the love of the game started. And then and she was passionate, man. She would like run around the not run around the streets, but she would like get out of the gate and like whistle. She had this loud whistle every time Kaizer Chiefs would score, so it was like you could really see the passion and dedication for the team, so that's where it really started, I guess, for me when I was very, very young. And then I would say 2010 World Cup. My mom doesn't like me telling this story, but she basically locked me up, because I think a lot of parents were maybe very nervous when, 2010 World Cup came around, and they were like, gosh, anything can happen and stuff. So a lot of my friends had the same story, but for me, my mom was like, you're not going anyway. You're staying at home and you're just gonna, I don't know, entertain yourself. So I entertained myself with soccer, so I, once again, like my gran, I had a notepad and I would just predict and look and see and watch everything you can imagine, morning live, whatever, everything in the morning about these are the games that are happening and whatnot. And I guess from then on, I just got completely obsessed with soccer and planning. And even now with our coach, I sit with him and we strategize our formation. So I really, really enjoy the game beyond just being like a cheerleader or an owner. I love football. Truly, 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 I do.
Now you're delving into an industry that is predominantly men. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with?
Gosh, it's a lot. And I think, you know what, I've always, I think maybe I get this from my mom. She's like, never really intimidated by anything or anyone. And sometimes, I don't know, I think maybe you don't realize how, I don't know, biased people can be or misogynistic people can be. So you only realize in the moment, but you're also moving in that space with as much boldness, confidence, and faith, so you're not really intimidated by anything. But when you sit back and you analyze it, you go, oh, okay, like, maybe that situation happened only because I'm a woman, and I think sometimes, or now I have to kind of remind myself that is a huge reality. Just because you have this boldness and confidence and don't, you're not intimidated by anyone, you also have to remember that there are people who might kind of want to shake you up just because they feel like you're not capable because you're a female. So I mean, people already are shocked by me just being at the games or being on the pitch and, shouting at the guys like, move, come close, like I'm trying to, it's like, oh, is she coaching? Why is she here? Like, what is happening? And then outside of that, I think, it is maybe a bit intimidating for some.
For some of them, no?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
no, seriously. Oh, no, it doesn't faze me at all.
Why the name ARMFC?
Yeah, so the name comes, so our team is we love God, and we, one of the things we we feel is that the team is in a way a ministry. You know, we try to encourage our players to pray and to kind of go back to their faith and their spirituality, because I think that no matter what space or industry you come from, your faith will always be what grounds you. So ARMFC comes from Ephesians 6 in the Bible, where I think it's Paul talking about, or Peter, I can't remember, but talking about basically putting on the full armor of God so that you are fully prepared and armed for any attacks from the enemy, because often our attacks come spiritually, you know, so we need to be armed and have a true foundation, which is Christ, you know, so that's where it comes from. But yeah, we just want to encourage our players, which is what we do before every game, before every training session, after every training session, just to be in prayer and cover yourself. And I think that that's helped a lot of them as well. Many of them even say to my mom or our coach that, you know, prior to coming to ARMFC, we didn't even pray at all. Like, we didn't know that it mattered. We didn't know how to, you know. So now you see how faith has become an actual thing in their life, you know. So it's definitely something I think that they, like, to me, that's the job done, really, you know. Yeah.
Now, choosing your players, how, like, I'm trying to figure out, because I know, like, you get a trial in the mama, you've got trials, and
true.
How was that process?
Look, it's actually quite fun. You know, when we started what can I say? Maybe some people might find it a bit unconventional, but we scouted our players at gambling, like these tournaments that happen that are not official league games. Okay. So people will put on tournaments or gambling, basically, where you'll have like X amount of teams that come and play, and whichever team wins prize money. So it's pit, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted, but truly it is where you find some of the most incredible, dedicated, talented players. So we saw that, you know, especially, for example, in Deep Sleuth, that soccer is so integral to the community, and there are so many talented players there. I think that the only sad thing is that, you know, the space itself is not very encouraging, or is not like designed in a way where players can be nurtured and become something. You know, I think in any industry, I'm sure you know this, that there are some sharks, you know, that are, you know, just only care about themselves. But truly, Deep Sleuth has some of the best players, and many of them are found at tournaments or gambling where it's just dust everywhere, you know. So we would go there and scout, and we still do. We go there and we look and we watch all the games. We're there the whole day, and then you find your strikers, your goalkeepers, you know, and a lot of them are, yes, of course, you know, once you bring them into sort of like a structured space, they, you know, you have to have that conversation with them first, you know, because a lot of them are just like, no, I prefer this. It's easy. I go in, I play, I get my X amount of money and I leave, you know. But now you have to kind of see it as, okay, as much as we try, we give our players a stipend, but, you know, it is hard. Everything is coming from our pocket. But when it comes to scouting, when you go to gambling, you do have to sit players down and say, it's very different when you're playing for, you know, a professional SAFA, you know, accredited league. So but a lot of them want that, you know. I think it's just that they haven't had the opportunity, or somebody say, hey, do you want to come and join this team and have structure, and we train and all those things. When they have a space that has structure, you see them really flourish, and you see the best of their skills and talent. Yeah.
You know, you were talking about stipend. I mean, it was actually going to be my next question, because look, at the end of the day, it is a business, right?
It is.
And does the soccer world have like sponsors?
No. Yeah. So I think it depends on which league you're playing for. So right now we were at the LFA, and then we won, and then I got promoted to the it used to be called the SAB League, and now it's called the SAFA Men's Regional League, but we're in the SAFA Men's Johannesburg Regional League. And no, there isn't any grant or sponsors. So literally every single thing, from transport to registration fees to food and drink. And I mean, for us especially, like I said, it's a ministry, so we are providing our players with everything. Toiletries, clothes, shoes, soccer, the list goes on. So it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, now we are actively also looking, for sponsorship. But I think you only start seeing grants maybe from the ABC Motsepe League, which is the one that we're trying to get promoted to. But for now, everything is us. Yeah.
A public service announcement to Minister Gayton. Hello, hi.
Hello, Mr.
Hello, hi.
Gayton.
I know you're watching and I know you listen to Kaya. Come on, man.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
I mean, really.
No, it's a lot. But then, you know what, like I think I'd said this to you from, before we started, is I know for a fact that this is where we are meant to be, and there's no turning back. It's just about, I guess, maybe getting the right people on board, because when you really go in and look at what is happening, for example, in Deep Salute, a lot of people are afraid of Deep Salute as well, understandably so. But, it's like any space where you have to just, when you open your heart and you look and you see like, okay, there is actual potential for change here, and that is with football, and when you see these guys' lives change just by us doing a little bit, which is what we can do, it's like, gosh, if there was a real sponsor here, we would be, really changing people's lives even more.
Achievements.
Yes.
Yes. By ARMFC.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Any games that you've won?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe one of our most recent achievements was we went to the Kaiser Chiefs village, and we played with the first team. Our players were so excited. I don't think they actually believed it. They were like, "Wait, what? How are we here?" But we managed to create relationship with the head coach, or he now he's not the head coach anymore, but he's still part of Kaiser Chiefs development section. Coach Arthur Zwane. And we spoke to him a little bit about our story, and he just loved it. And he said, okay, well, just as for your guys to have this experience, they can come and play with the first team. And it was incredible, honestly. I think it really changed their perspective in lives, and it just made them see how valuable soccer is, and how they should be passionate and keep being dedicated to their dream, because it can get you anywhere. It can really, especially if you're disciplined and dedicated, it really can get you to where you want to be. So yeah, that was really an amazing experience for them. We haven't yet started our league, so that's going to start maybe, I would say, mid-September. So now we are just training, and there are some games that we're playing, but in terms of like the official games, we haven't yet started.
How are you juggling all of this, the acting and Gafa, it's ARMFC, like how are you doing it?
That's a very, very good question. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's just God. And also, I was saying to my partner the other day, I was like, when I sleep, I feel like I sleep to just wake up again, and it's a lot, I'm not going to lie, but I think that I'm also very passionate about it. Like, I can't wait to start, even if it's so taxing, and then there's this, and then I need to finish writing something, from a script, and then I need to do a proposal here, and then we have another meeting there, so it is a lot, but it's all, it's everything I want to be doing. It's everything that I know that God wants me to be doing. So I'm not like unhappy or anything, so I find a way, and sometimes you take a day off, or you say, okay, I just need an hour. I just need an hour, watch a reality show, and then I'm back again. Just switch your brain off a little bit.
Now, lastly, Michelle, if a person wants to find out more about ARMFC, please.
Oh, sure.
Please do tell us, where can we find out more about ARMFC?
Yes. Okay. So now we're on all social media platforms. We also, on our social media platforms, we have our official email address. So if you have any queries or, want to know more, you can email us. And then we are active on Facebook, on Instagram as ARMFC_official. So yeah, and we are posting regularly as well, just to update people about about our games and anything that is, stand out. So yeah, you can find us on all our social media, and you can also you can also email me or talk to me on my Instagram.
Oh man, Michelle, thank you so much for coming through to Kaya 959.
Thank you for having me.
Bona, I am definitely going to buy myself a top.
Oh my goodness.
ARMFC.
No, we'll give you one. We'll give you a nice golf shirt and a cap as well. Absolutely.
I am going to wear it with pride because it's a woman. Thank you.
Yes,
I
love it.
Woman.
Thank you. Thank you so
man,
much.
very inspirational.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
And
Thank you
all
for
the
taking
best.
Time. Thank you.
And one day, once you see them competing against
come on,
Chief Super Pirates,
absolutely.
Your son. Love it. There you have it. Michelle Mosalakae right here on Kaya 959. She's the owner of ARMFC right here on Kaya 959 on the street and on the air.